Yeah, Minkah, TJ was just named team MVP for the second year in a row. Mike Tomlin said earlier this week he plays like he's visiting from another planet. What's impressed you most about TJ in the 2 years that you've known him? And from your perspective, I mean, is he an alien? Do you see any alien tendencies?
No, I just think he's a really good football player. He's very good at what he does. He's very consistent at what he does. It's real hard to lead the league in the categories that he does, and he does it consistently. He did it throughout the whole year this year. I know he was leading at most of the point last year. His preparation is unmatched, unrivaled. He spends countless hours working on his body, on his film, and he's a competitor. Me and him, we're always competing, doing stuff. Whether it be before practice or after practice, but stupid little games, we're always competing, and I think that definitely translates to the field where. The man in front of him he's just trying to beat and break down every single rep, and just because of that, his competitive nature, he is who he is.
Minkah, is TJ vocal with the guys, or is he a guy that more leads by example? And do you see guys kind of watching what he does?
Yeah, I think TJ's a good mix of both. He's a guy before we go out there and run out to the stadium. He's a guy, that talks to us, and he's very vocal during that time. He's very energetic. But I think his personality is just lead by example. He's a guy that does everything the right way. He's one of the first guys in the building, one of the last to leave. He's watching film all the time, constantly preparing his body, his mind. And, guys follow, one, because he's having success. And like I said, he's doing it the right way. So, guys like Highsmith, just following his footsteps. And I see Highsmith literally doing the same exact thing that TJ's doing, after practice and before practice, and just the way that he prepares as well. So it's definitely, he is vocal when he needs to be, but he's definitely more of a lead by example guy.
Aditi Kinkabala.
Hey, Minkah, looking forward to Sunday. Coach Tomlin has not told us who is playing, who isn't playing, how many snaps anybody is playing. Does a defense need to stay in a rhythm? I mean, you had a great second half Sunday. Does it feel like you need to build off of that, or at this point, is that not necessary? And how do you personally feel
it's definitely necessary. We're playing the Cleveland Browns, AFC North football, a team that's fighting to get into the playoffs, and this is the next people in front of us. So it's definitely necessary to go out there and prepare like you're playing a great team, because they'll come out here and embarrass you if you don't do that. So it's definitely our job, offense, defense, special teams, to prepare as if we're playing a playoff game, because really it almost is. If we win, they're out, and if they win, they get in. So we got to keep preparing like it's a high caliber game, because it is.
Minkah, you're 24 years old. A lot of your older teammates have talked about the mental drain of never having a proper bye, never feeling they could step away. Is that something you noticed? Do you feel like, I never got a rest, I never got a weekend away? And how did you deal with it? Or how did you deal with that?
Once we had our bye week after, I think it was week 4, I pretty much told myself it is what it is at that point. And it's going to be, tough towards the last stretch of the season. But, it is what it is. It's like I personally, like, obviously your body's feeling it, and you are mentally tired, but I'm not going to sit here and complain about not having a bye. It's not going to really do too much. So,
is there anything that you yourself did just to sort of like deal with being? I don't know. Does it feel like you're more tired this year than you were last year or the year before?
I feel better than I did at this point last year, honestly. I also have been taking better care of my body and whatnot. Just my program, my out of the building program has been better. But I think it's exactly what I said. I just told myself it is what it is. And at that point, you just got to move forward. Because, like I said, we knew what the situation was. And I know personally that complaining about it isn't going to make it no better. So I just try to move forward, take it one day at a time.
Hey, Kevin, how you doing?
Doing good.
Your teammate TJ Watt just voted team MVP today by you guys. I've noticed at practice, some of the younger offensive linemen coming up to him in the downtime, getting tips from him, practice squad guys. Have you done much of that yourself? And how receptive is TJ to sort of helping O linemen prepare for some of the other pass rushers they're going to face?
Well, for me at guard, I don't go against them often, but I can see like the people I practice with, like my tackles and stuff, they ask him stuff and he gives them information because he wants them to be better so that he can be better. So it all helps itself at the end of the day, really.
Jeff Hathorn.
Hey, Kevin, there's a chance a couple years down the road that you could be blocking for Mason every game. You get to work with him in practice. What's the talk around the team of him getting this opportunity on Sunday?
Well, we all have confidence in him. We know what he can do. And so, we just got to do our job, and we have the faith that he can do his.
Brooke?
Kevin, you're a guy that doesn't get hurt much, or if you do, you usually play through it, but you did deal with that shoulder injury for a couple of weeks. How tough was that mentally to go through physically? I mean, it's not something that you've had to do much in your career where coaches or training staff say, hey, no, you need to sit and rest and get healthy.
Yeah, for me, it's weird just because, I'm not – just how I was raised up is to not sit out. I'm not going to sit out a game if I can possibly do something. I really wanted to stay in the Buffalo game, but at the same time, you kind of have to start thinking more about your future when you get in the NFL. So they kind of made it say it was more of a smart decision for me to get out in that game. But I like to be able to come back fast, so I do everything I can recovery-wise to get back. And then when I come back, I'm trying to prove myself that, okay, I'm still here. I still belong here. Y'all just make sure y'all understand that I'm here.
Jeff, we'll go back to you.
Kevin, you mentioned prove yourself. How have you felt that your game has translated into the NFL? Do you feel like that transition has gone smoothly, and do you feel comfortable at this level?
I feel like I belong now. In the games that I've played, I feel like I'm on the level. Kind of had a little bit of, before I got drafted, kind of had more of a little mindset of I didn't know how the NFL was going to be. But once I got my first snaps in a real NFL game, it kind of solidified in my mind, and now I can work on top of that. So, once you have that confidence, now you can build up. Now I want to be better than that. Then I want to be on another level to where other people look up to me. Then I want to be the all-pro. Then I want to be the legend. Then I want to be known years down the road type stuff.
Kevin, you saw DeForest Buckner quite a bit last week, and how did you think you did against him? And coming out of that game, did that give you more confidence knowing that you matched up against a guy who's been an all-pro and held your own?
Yeah, it definitely boosts my confidence. Every time I've been in the games that I've got to start, I've pretty much been against kind of big name people. So every time I get to go against somebody who's a big name and I do good enough or well that people start to notice it, I just add that to the confidence ladder, just be able to keep stacking these things until I'm the person that they asking future defensive rookies, oh, you went against Kevin Dotson. How did it feel? That's what I want in the future.